21 for August 13th. This is just going to be a really short and small podcast tonight since apparently I'm going to be on my own. I guess Payday 2 came out today, and I was unfortunate enough to not get it downloaded in time, and everybody else is playing it. So you'll just be stuck with me. So we're just going to run through a few news items for tonight, and since we missed last week, I ended up being out of town for a little bit, but that's all right. We're picking up next week, and we'll just keep going from there. First order of news is the new phones that are coming out from Motorola. They had you remember a couple weeks ago we talked about the new Motorola Droid devices that were coming out on Verizon, and recently Motorola just came out with their Moto X, or Motox, as some people might like to call it. But what the Moto X is it's really the first phone that Google has had the opportunity to work with Motorola on since they purchased them. Kind of all the Droid line stuff and everything that has come before from Motorola has been products that have been in the work prior to the Google purchase. So the Moto X is kind of going to be their new flagship phone. However, it doesn't really appear to have a lot of really flagship hardware, more of a flagship type of software type of thing. One of the features that they are kind of showing off, which we talked about a little bit last week, was that it has an OK Google Now feature, where it's an always-on microphone. So you just kind of, if the phone's sitting on your desk, you say, "OK Google Now," and it will just fire up the phone, and you can do whatever you want. Do a search, say, "OK Google Now," make a phone call, call someone, do a web search, make a text, I'm assuming. I'm not really sure, but it would have some sort of capability that would allow them to pick up what you were saying and then just kind of pass it on to the phone to do. So that's kind of one of their new phones that's coming out. Supposed to be out sometime this fall. One of the other cool features that they're doing is it is a Made in America phone, and they are also doing customized backs as well. The front side will have a black or white option, but then you're going to be able to customize it on the back. They have a whole bunch of colors and even a wood option. However, it sounds like right now those features are going to be kind of locked to one carrier at this time. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. Hopefully they'll roll that out to everyone else. The phone is supposed to be hitting all the carriers. Who knows when or what time. And I don't believe we have a price yet, but I would not doubt if it's around $200 when it comes out on contract. Following up the Moto X announcement, LG has kind of jumped in there, and they also came out with their own announcement for their new phone, the LG G2, which actually kind of sounds like a riff off of the G2, the original well, not the original, but the G2 on T-Mobile when well, shit, that's weird. For some of the original Android devices, so that's kind of an interesting thing. However, it looks like I can't do highlighting in Google Docs anymore. So that is very strange. Highlight. Anyway. We'll just keep going from here. So the G2 is announced. Oh, there it is. And what this kind of brings to the table is a totally new design to the button layout to the phone, and they don't actually have any buttons on the front or the side of the device. What they've done is they've actually gone ahead and moved the power and the volume buttons to the back of the phone. So if you were to hold on to the phone where your finger actually touches on the back of the phone, kind of if you look at the Moto X, for an example, they actually have a little divot in the back for your finger to go, but where instead of a divot, the G2, they actually put the power button as well as a volume rocker back there, citing the fact that, on a bigger phone like this, that's going to be kind of the natural place you want to be resting your finger. Whether that's true or not, I have the tendency to kind of grip my phone all the way from the sides, so I don't really leave a finger resting on the back. But it does, at least in theory, allow the button to be easier accessible than either on the top of the phone, or I guess it's even a little bit different than putting the side buttons like Nokia and Samsung have started to do on a lot of their phones, with a thumb button that you just push. So it's actually, I think it's a really neat idea. And then again, for the volume buttons to be on the back, actually, that's probably the bigger selling point to me if I were looking at something like this, because it's almost damn near impossible to hit the buttons, I think, on the side of the phone. If you are on a call and you've got the buttons on the right side of your device and you're holding it up there next to your ear and you're trying to push the buttons with your thumbs, man, that's like next to impossible to do. I hate trying to do that. I don't blame LG in saying that most phone drops are happening when you're trying to push those buttons, because, man, that is difficult. I would much rather, because I'm already holding my finger up there, I'd much rather be able to push a button. Now, is that going to allow for accidental presses of those buttons? I don't know what they plan on doing with that. I mean, I would imagine, if you got your phone in your pocket and you got the buttons facing out, that, maybe you would accidentally brush your hand across your pocket and all of a sudden you turn your phone on in its pocket. I don't know if they have anything to fix that or anything like that. But the other thing is that they did have a feature, they've got a whole ton of software features, where if you set your phone down, obviously since the power button is now on the back of the device, you are not going to be as easily able to reach over and just push the top power button or push the side power button. They've introduced a new feature that's not quite original. Nokia has kind of done this already on their newest updates, software updates for the Lumia devices, but they're calling it Knock On, where you can just tap your phone twice or three times kind of on the front of the screen, and the phone will wake up and you can just do whatever you wanted to do at that point in time. They do have some other features, something called Answer Me, where if you pick up the phone, if you're ringing and you pick up the phone and move it to your ear, you don't have to push any answer button, and it kind of automatically does it for you. I can kind of see those as being interesting features. They're kind of specific to this phone in particular, just due to that awkward button layout. But it's definitely one of those top tier devices. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not. I'd actually almost like to see it be successful, just due to the fact that they're trying something different. LG's definitely making a different phone here, and maybe other people are going to begin adopting new button layouts in the future. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Let's see here. Got some other people joining us. See if they can get in. A little slow without anybody else here tonight. So, trying to jump back in here. Let's see, what else do we want to hit on? Jeff Bezos. A little bit of kind of outside different than phone news this week was Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post for $250 million, which really doesn't seem like a lot when compared to some of the other companies that have been thrown around. I mean, Instagram sold for $1 billion, so 4 times what that was sold for. But I guess he actually was paying a premium on this purchase just due to the fact of who he was buying it from and all that stuff. But maybe this is going to be a good thing. Maybe he can bring a way to change print media into the digital age. Amazon, Jeff Bezos being from Amazon, he's been able to kind of change the business model over there at Amazon, where they were primarily just an online bookseller. They sold used copies online. They sold them for cheap. They sold them and shipped them quickly, and eventually they've transitioned kind of that business over to their Kindle line and the ebook stuff. I would say they're probably one of the, if not the biggest ebook seller online right now, and it's because they've been successful in being able to transition that model. And so maybe Bezos can do the same thing with the Washington Post and the print news, being able to kind of bring his expertise of the tech world and being able to merge it with this print media and seeing what he can get out of it. I guess there is some concern. What exactly is he going to be doing? Is he going to be playing a role in actually actively censoring the Post and its media? Is he going to cause any other issues, or is he going to take more of a hands-on approach, or is he just going to leave them to do their own thing and, like I said, work from the background and maybe do some sort of digital transition? That's yet to be seen, but I believe as of right now he has kind of stated that he's going to leave it hands off and kind of just let them keep doing what they're doing. So that's something that we'll just kind of have to keep an eye on for now. See, we can look forward to some other news that we kind of have been skipping over in the latest podcast, CouncilCast here. T-Mobile unveils jump plans. It's not really T-Mobile anymore, but everybody has kind of started to announce a plan where you're allowed to upgrade your phone sooner than a 2-year contract. Unfortunately, for a lot of cases, you do have to actually pay more per month in order to upgrade your phone, and in every case except for T-Mobile, you are still paying for a subsidy. So the question is, are you really coming out ahead? I think the T-Mobile plan probably makes the most sense, just from the fact that their plans are already decoupled from their subsidies with their phones, and then they are charging $10 a month for the jump plan, but the $10 a month is for every phone, and it's also netting you the phone insurance. So if you're one of the people who is already paying for phone insurance, this actually was a great thing, because you just keep paying for your phone insurance, and now all of a sudden you get the ability to upgrade your phone twice a year with no additional cost. You basically are paying that subsidized price twice a year for a new phone. So if you were someone who was actually wanting to upgrade their phone every 2 months, I guess that makes sense. Although most people are keeping their phones, it seems to be longer and longer nowadays. At least a year, at least 18 months, at least 20 months, if not 2 years or more, before they are even wanting to upgrade. So, I'm not really sure if this is something that a lot of people are really asking for or not. But both AT&T and Verizon have both jumped onto the same deal. AT&T has their plan called the Next, where they allow you to upgrade once a year, again for a monthly charge. However, their monthly charge is specific to the kind of device that you buy. So if you are paying for, if you are getting like a Galaxy S4, they're going to be charging you a little bit more per month than if you had some down and out mid-range Android phone or something like that. And then Verizon has also announced their own plan. I believe, what were they calling theirs? They were calling theirs Edge or something like that. But supposedly, I believe theirs is about $10 a month, similar to T-Mobile. And they allow you to upgrade basically once you have half of your phone paid off. So that would be, if you're on a 2-year plan, that'd probably be about once every year. But if you did want to pay a little bit faster, you could pay down your phone in 6 months or something like that, and you could certainly upgrade. But then you'd have to pay down half your phone again in 6 months to upgrade twice in a year or something like that. And I mean, similar to the AT&T plan, this is really, you're still paying for a subsidy in a lot of these cases. I think that the Verizon one might be a little different because they do talk about this being as a pay-as-you-go plan. option only, but at the same time they're still charging you higher rates for your phone service to begin with, and then they're charging you more on top of it. This just is completely ridiculous to be paying even more just to get a new phone every time. And I mean, like I said, if you are actually one of those people and you have to upgrade every 2 year or every year or every 6 months, you could maybe get out a little bit ahead on this, but versus paying full price every 6 months. But I don't really see the point right now. I really don't know who this is really marketed towards, other than people who just have to be on the bleeding edge of technology. But if they already are, they probably can afford to upgrade off contract anyway. I guess totally changing directions though. There's some recent studies that have come out. Studies. I think it was Tom's Hardware who did this kind of review. Yeah, Tom's Hardware did an experiment where they talked about if you could add. Hey, I guess we got someone. Hey Beth, you might be muted. Are you there? You might be muted. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hello. Good. We are in the podcast.
Oh.
Say hello to no one.
Hey.
It's just me. I've been talking to myself for the last 15 minutes.
Oh, gotcha. So you're not actually doing the podcast with anybody else, it's just you doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty special.
I've always told you that.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I want to talk about my new room arrangement.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
Will does the podcast show video?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So, well, it wouldn't make any sense if I had done it without the video.
You could be very, very descriptive, but not quite the same.
Nope. All right, I'm going to take you on a walking tour.
All right, you just dropped out. That is not good. So back to adding RAM to your computer. So apparently, for all you people out there who have an SSD, as most of you probably do, including myself, if you are running an SSD, Tom's Hardware kind of did an experiment where if you added more RAM to your computer, and she is back. Let's see. Hey, we lost ya.
Yeah, my computer actually is not charged, which I forgot. So I unplugged it to go show you the room.
That's not good. Well, can you give us a tour from where you are?
Okay, what I can do is take the cord with me as far as it will go.
All right.
Okay, so, all right, I'm currently in my doorway, and I'm going to turn you around so you can look at the far wall again.
All right. Are you still with us? Your video has stopped. And we may have lost her again. Hello? 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 Are you there? Hello? Wonderful internet. Uh-oh. Oh. And she's doing twice. No. Hey.
Hi.
Hey. You're back again.
I'm sorry. Again, it decided that it was going to disconnect me when I walked too far away.
Oh, that was very useful.
You know, my laptop tends to be useful.
It's a good little laptop.
I will take you from the opposite side of the room and show you where I'm plugged in.
Alright.
Okay, so here we have the bookshelf in this corner by the... Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So the bookshelf is sort of oriented to the corner. I might give it a more severe angle so it's a little bit more in the corner, but that's where it's at right now.
Yeah.
And then, so then we've got the dresser, which I'm going to move towards us a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. And then around, and there's the bed.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Did you get your nightstand set up all right over there? Did you put the nightstand on your side of the bed?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
So see, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep. And I need to move those two posters. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the big picture of us, but it'll go somewhere. And
So
then for now,
Nope, keep going.
And for now, I have the little cubbies here with my second table lamp.
Oh, I like that. That's exactly what I was imagining.
Do you like that? I figure
Yeah.
like it can hold some knicky-knackies, and when you get here, I actually might be able to put all of the stuff in the big bookcase in the little cubby holder and move the bookcase into the other room.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Does that work? But right now, I just need the furniture in here, so I'll keep it.
No, I like that plan. I think it looks good. I think it gives you a lot more space, it looks like. Or does it not feel like that?
No, I feel like there was more space before, but it feels more grown up having both sides of the bed accessible.
Is it not grown up to have one side of the bed against the wall?
Well, when one side of the bed is up against the wall, you usually don't have someone sleeping with you. Am I correct?
I don't know. My bed isn't against the wall, and I have no one sleeping with me.
You?
Well, not every night.
That's true.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That's what it is for now.
Cool.
I may change my mind and have you help me switch the furniture around again next weekend.
Well, we can always do that.
Thanks.
And then we can become a fashion show. Where we can talk about interior design.
Yes! I think that sounds great. I like interior design.
Good. So, is there anything you would like to hear about from on the podcast?
Well, talk to me.
I don't have much. Well, actually, I do have a lot.
Okay.
But none of it's... Let's see. Is there something, like, on in the background in your room?
No, I'm just going to put my laptop up on my laptop case, because it's...
Oh, okay. Is it the fan?
Yeah, it's a fan. Also, if I had known that we were actually doing a podcast and that it would be visible, I would not be wearing my pajamas right now.
Oh, that's okay.
No,
Someone-
I apologize, guy.
Maybe this is how we'll get views.
My new your 2004 Philmont shirt look.
Yeah, exactly.
A little sexy. Let me tell you.
I'm not complaining.
That's good.
Actually, do you want to tell me? Well, okay. Actually, I don't know.
What?
Did you hear about the CBS thing?
No.
No?
What's CBS?
Time Warner Cable has apparently dropped CBS from their lineup.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, they've completely dropped it by saying that they're protecting their users. But they are saying that I think it was like CBS wanted more money or something like that per subscriber, and Time Warner is like, nah, I don't want to pay that. But it's like, how do you get rid of CBS?
So is CBS not going to be a channel anymore?
No, it's still a channel on other cable providers. Like, and over the air. But
Oh,
if you have Time Warner cable TV or even internet, you cannot watch CBS on TV or online.
weird. I mean,
Yeah,
good for Time Warner for sticking up for, like, users, I suppose.
I suppose, but at the same time, I mean, really? I mean, if you're paying money to them for certain channels, you'd expect them to have certain channels.
Right, but do you really want to pay an arm and a leg for those certain channels?
Well, that's true, but
I would prefer to have fewer channels. Well, frankly, what I'd like to do is have a menu, like an a la carte menu, and be able to.
just be able to pick the channels you want.
Yes, BBC America, Bravo, Lifetime, all that good stuff, and then get the rest of the stuff. We could have, like,
I know.
yen or whatever you
That's
want, but
that's really the ideal solution, though, and that's what everyone in the cable companies in particular is trying to prevent.
why? I don't understand. If the individual channels are so expensive, why can't you just have the users contract? Well, that would totally eliminate the cable channel, wouldn't it? Because the users would go straight to the.
Exactly, because if you are going a la carte, you are going straight to the content provider. You are no longer going through a cable provider. So then the cable provider industry would totally collapse.
Someone needs to be smart enough to figure a workaround.
But the funny part is that the cable TV provider is the same people who is providing your cable internet. So they're still getting a user or subscriber. You're just providing it a different service. You're just becoming a dumb tube instead of someone who is actively trying to promote television programs.
Right, when you can actually access all of the channels that they embargo on the internet, legally or illegally.
Right. I mean, I think that's. I mean, I really wouldn't care paying a couple bucks to somebody else if I could get all of their shows. And not only is online better just from the fact that you can buy what you want, but you can watch it when you want.
Yes.
Like I'd rather pay for the availability to watch it whenever I wanted instead of just being able to have it in general and still not watching it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes. To play devil's advocate, though, just because I can. It is kind of nice when you're homesick just to turn on the TV and not have to, like, think about what you want to watch. Just watch mindlessly, you know?
Sure. I get that too, and someone really needs to come up with a good way to kind of do that.
Well, and, yeah. So, have you be able to watch on demand or streaming.
Well, or just like, it sounds really dumb, but being able to like flip channels with with online streaming.
Yes! Oh my god, that would be the most brilliant thing ever. And there has to be something out there right now like that, but I'm just not smart enough to find it.
I mean, I kind of like. I've never done it myself, but if you've ever watched the last episode of something in my Hulu queue, have you ever noticed that it will start loading up a new show?
Yes.
That's recommended to you. So I mean, they are actually kind of doing that, but I don't know if it's any good, and they don't have all of the content.
And the thing is that when you watch TV, when I sit down and watch like an hour or 2 hours of TV. Some days I don't want to watch the same show. I want variety. I want to be exposed to new shows.
Right.
Which you lose on the internet, I think. Even if you suggest, there's always those people, who mainline TV shows until they're all gone, and then they have to start the process all over again.
Right. And I don't know. I feel like that's the one good thing that I like about Hulu though over Netflix. Is because I mean I know that Netflix does suggestions, but it feels like Hulu is giving you suggestions that you actually are looking at.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that makes sense, but they're giving me a mind share. Like almost all the shows that we have watched recently, on Hulu, straight through, have been shows that have been recommended on a ad or something like that.
And I think they're exclusive. Well, I mean, Netflix exclusives, like or Netflix original series, are pretty brilliant. But the Hulu exclusives are just as good, if not better.
Well, they're not Hulu. They're Hulu exclusives, not Hulu originals.
Well, yes,
right?
I understand this.
Yeah.
But the same sort of principle applies. Yes.
Yes, there are Netflix exclusives at the same time. Yes.
And the Netflix original series are, by definition, Netflix exclusives.
Correct.
Don't really am right.
Yes, you are right.
Thank
But the thing is that Netflix doesn't really do anything to dredge content up for me, where Hulu does. Like it sounds really dumb that I'm still watching commercials on Hulu. Like I want to just watch something straight through, but at the same time, I am actually seeing information that I want to see because of the shows that I'm watching, and it's helping me find new shows.
It's sort of, this is going to be really dumb, but it's sort of like how PBS only advertises
Its own shows.
PBS content on the channel.
Yeah.
Where, I hate the Hulu advertisements. I have seen
Oh yeah, I mean.
some of them way too many times, but when they advertise shows, I think it's great.
Yeah, exactly. Like their regular ads are pretty terrible because the variety is crap. But
Yes.
you're right.
That just doesn't work.
Huh?
The interactive crap doesn't work.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Does anyone ever click on that? Like who thinks that? Oh shit! I'm watching the show. Oh man, that was an awesome commercial. I should click on it.
Citrus, yes.
Yeah, it's like no. All of a sudden, you go down a half-hour wormhole in the middle of a half-hour TV show. You sat down for a half-hour TV show, and an hour later, you're done.
Or 4.
Or who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I guess it's interesting. I mean, I think that we've talked about this a lot in the past, and I do think that there needs to be something that allows you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is the cable providers. I don't know. I don't really see a good solution right now. And everyone's kind of fighting for their own right, and all the content producers are fighting for their own rights to sell their own content. So, like, right now you got Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon are the big ones, but you got Redbox, you've got HBO. HBO stuff has really taken off. Who's to say that Lifetime and HGTV and Showtime, they all start making their own streaming thing, and they won't share their stuff with other people. Now you're paying subscriptions, and you're going to a whole bunch of different websites to get all of your content.
Right.
So there needs to be a good way to unify that, but there doesn't seem to be a solution yet.
There has to be one, and there has to be someone smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, I would think so.
It's going to take a lot of crafty reasoning, and I mean, that would be something fun to figure out, like how to screw the cable companies. I would enjoy that. I just don't know the workings as intimately as I would need to.
Yeah, I agree. No, totally. Let's see. What else do you want to talk about?
What else is there on the agenda, sweetheart?
I'm at the bottom of our agenda because it's all the stuff that hasn't been talked about.
You shared it?
Huh? Oh, I could share
the
it.
Agenda? Would you like to share it with me?
Yes.
Explain to your lovely listeners, correct?
Huh?
You've explained who I am to your lovely listeners, correct?
My girlfriend.
I just was curious if they were like, oh, who's this random lady?
It's okay, we have random people show up all the time in our show. You never know who will be around.
Thanks. I'm so honored.
You are more than a random person in this episode.
Right. Have you shared it with me yet?
Yes, I should have sent you an email.
Oh, email.
Oh, yeah. it doesn't work very well when I share it within Google Hangouts for some reason. We've tried it before. It's easier just to share it. We could talk about Google Glass and if it's bad for your eyes.
Wait, hang on. Oh, Google Glass and bad for your eyes?
Yeah. Because I see the problem is I don't know a lot of this Google Glass stuff because I don't wear glasses, so I don't know how it would work.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know what Google Glass is, right? Okay.
I'm not a technological troglodyte as much as I might suggest otherwise.
So if you're wearing glasses, and
Yes.
imagine you had a screen right, like, literally half an inch away from your glasses lens, could you read it?
No. There's no way. I can't focus up that close.
Can other people? Like, is it possible?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel because,
Okay.
I don't know.
The other thing that I would worry about is this, because if you're going to be looking close all the time, is that going to compromise your far-sighted vision?
Well, yeah, and that's a good question, actually.
You know, like, are we going to create a nation of nearsighted people with these glasses?
Well, but you'd only be nearsighted in one eye because you can only see it with one eye.
That just baffles me, too. Like, really? And, like, is that going to strengthen one eye and weaken the other?
Right.
Because I know my right eye is my dominant eye, and my left eye... My prescription in my right eye is worse because it's dominant.
Oh, okay.
Because I use my right eye more, so I don't know. It's
well,
weird.
I think in theory the idea is that you're supposed to be able to look through it. So like you're going to be looking kind of at a focusing at a far away distance, but it'll kind of like sit and hover over your vision. It sounds like.
That's weird to me.
I guess they've equated it to like sitting in front of a 55-inch TV. I think.
Like right in front of it?
Yeah. But the screen is only like that big, and it's just really, really close to your eye.
I don't know.
But I mean, yeah, I think the big thing is like, could changing your focus all the time, is it going to change the way that our eyes work?
Right.
I mean, right now your eyes are doing the same thing all the time. They're always sure you're focusing away and apart, but if you're constantly checking up to look at your thing.
Well, and usually too, your eyes are moving in tandem.
Right.
So if the glass is only in one eye, is
both
that going
eyes
to
are
be
going to look up, though? I would assume.
right? And can you focus simultaneously, or can you not focus in your left eye and focus in your right while you're reading? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, people do it apparently because people have used it. I don't know what the long-term effects would be.
Have you read Coco Rocha's analysis of it?
No idea what Coco Rocha is.
Okay, Coco Rocha is like a super big supermodel, right? And she writes
okay.
column in some online platform. I can't remember what it is. Here, can I look it up? Is that sure on group chat? Okay. What did you just do? You just tinked.
Nothing? What do you want? I can look it up. Coco.
Google Glass. Also, she just got PC Mag.
Oh, okay.
And she was not favorable about the whole thing, both aesthetically and technologically.
Well, aesthetically, it looks really, really bad.
Huh?
It does look really, really bad.
Awful.
Although, is that by design though? Like, if this thing has a camera on it, think about it now. If this thing has a camera on it, and you could be recording anything and everything you do, is it kind of a way to say, hey, I'm wearing Google Glass, be warned, I might be recording you, without actually saying it?
And what does this do for security?
Right.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Like, if police are
Or
recording,
privacy.
cops are recording, if your neighbor's recording, can the NSA command that data as well?
Well, if you're storing it online, then yeah, the NSA could definitely be keeping it.
So not only do they have phone records and internet access records, but they have literally photo, video evidence of what we're doing on a daily basis, minute by minute.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy. Actually, I just going kind of off topic. I just read something where Google just said that users of Gmail should not expect privacy at all if you use
Seriously?
Gmail. Yep.
Charming.
They said, no, it's okay, but don't expect privacy, but it's okay because we have to do it, because we have to read your email. I mean, they kind of make sense, like...
How must they be? Like,
What?
how bored must they be sifting through all of that shit? Like, I write no interesting emails.
Well, the problem is that technically they aren't reading it, but a computer is in fact reading your email, because they have to index it, because in order for you to search it, your email has to be indexed.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So a computer is reading it, so technically anybody Google could go in and look up your email. But, they're saying that you should not expect your conversations to be private, basically. Like, a computer is reading it. A real person might not be reading your email, but they could.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
But yes, in case of the Google Glass, it could be, not only are they collecting the online things that you are doing, but now they're collecting your actual day-to-day, real-life video interactions.
Huh. Interesting. Exciting text?
Yeah. I apparently left my Oreos at John's.
How were they, by the way?
Terrible! Oh my god! They were disgusting. Banana split Oreos. They were... it kind of tasted like dirt. I don't think it would have... So, first of all, I'm not a big fan of the vanilla Oreo the cookie.
Yeah, why would you? That totally ruins the whole point of an Oreo.
Yeah, I don't like those at all. So, what the banana split one is it's one chocolate, one vanilla, or whatever the hell it is, golden, and then it's got banana and strawberry frosting. Or not banana and strawberry, banana and chocolate frosting.
That sounds disgusting.
And I think it would have been okay if they didn't use the vanilla cookies. If they did 2 chocolate cookies, it probably wouldn't have been too bad.
2 chocolate cookies and then just banana?
Well, still like a chocolate frosting and then banana frosting.
So that would just be a chocolate-covered banana.
Yeah.
With Oreos.
Huh?
With Oreos!
Oh my god! Blue with Oreos! Oh, that would be awesome.
Right?
Oh, that would be awesome. We should totally sell that to Nabisco, except for the fact that we don't actually own Luth. Just don't tell Nabisco, no one will ever catch on.
No, we're executives from Netflix, and first of all, we think the banana split Oreos are gross, and second of all, just do a regular banana chocolate thing. There's always money in the banana stand.
There's always money in the banana stand. Exactly. No, I don't. I did not really like them. Apparently, Crystal liked them. So because I left them there, I just told her she can have them.
That was nice of you.
I'm definitely not going to eat the rest of them.
Actually.
Huh?
You said that was nice of you, but it was probably actually nicer of her.
I suppose. She did make me popovers.
Yeah, just you, right?
I ate 2 of them. Everyone else ate 1.
Maybe.
So, I don't know. We can be done here actually, and go do our own thing.
Okay, that works.
So,
Love joining the CouncilCast.
this is the end of the CouncilCast. Thank you for joining us, all 0 viewers. Maybe we'll have more ladies on next week.
Which ladies do you anticipate getting on next week, Blaine?
Abby. But this will be the end, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks.